Hello and welcome, this is Matt for YourMix.com. In this tutorial video we're going to take a look at how to export your stems out of Ableton Live so that you can upload them to the YourMix website for mixing. So I'm in the arrangement view here and I've got all my tracks laid out, everything is arranged start to finish the way I want it. So before I export I'm going to go up to the top here and zoom all the way out. So when you export, Ableton needs to know what the beginning and the end of the export is going to be, because you could just export a loop. And up at the top left here we have the loop markers. If you set those to the beginning and end of your song, it'll just export everything within the loop markers. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Just click and drag. Make sure I select my entire arrangement. And I'm going to add a little bit of extra at the end, just so that any reverb and effects can tail off without being cut off unnaturally. And one more thing I want to mention before we actually export the files is make sure you name all of your tracks, which you have right here. When the files are exported from Ableton, Ableton is going to use the names of the tracks to name the files that you export. And if everything is labeled properly, the mix will go much more smoothly. Okay, so the amount of time is selected, so I'm going to go now to the File menu and select Export Audio. When the new window pops up, don't just click export and move on. You want to make sure you set everything properly in this window. It's very important. First thing, very top, rendered track. We don't want to render the master. That'll just be a bounce like the demo version of the song. What we need is all the individual tracks. That way YourMix has everything they need to actually mix the song properly. Double check the start and length of the render just to make sure we have the entire song. As we can see here, the render length is 64 bars and the end of my loop was set to bar 65. For file type, AIFF or WAV, really either one is fine. I tend to go with the WAV. Sample rate, typically you want to keep that at the same sample rate that you've been working at in your session, but when in doubt, 48,000 is a good sample rate. Bit depth, 24-bit is preferred for uploading your files to YourMix. For dither, we want to turn that off. No dither. The dither will happen on the mixdown process, not for exporting the stems. We don't need it. Analysis files, you can leave that on, that's fine. Normalize, convert to mono, I would probably leave those off. And the rest of the stuff, we're not uploading to SoundCloud, we're not creating a video, so we'll leave that stuff turned off as well. Now we're ready to go ahead and hit the export button. And on my desktop, I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to call this Song 1 to upload. Hit create. So now that new folder on the desktop is where Ableton Live is going to actually place all of the tracks that I need to upload. Go ahead and hit save. And there we have it. All of our tracks have been exported and are ready to upload. And now that I have all the stems exported to that folder on my desktop, I can go back to the YourMix website, go to upload a song, and I can easily find it right there on my desktop. Select all the files by holding shift, click the top and then click the bottom, and then just drag these files right into the website. And that's it.